Will you be involved in or watching, at least with great interest, the Kathleen Sebelius interview? We've got Fred Upton was with us. He tells me to call him Fred, so I do, but he's Congressman Upton. He's going to be with her for 3 hours, I guess, on Wednesday. And I asked him, what if you can get one answer out of her in 3 hours, what would it be? And he started with, who knew what when? And that to me seemed to be a little bit like, well, why is that relevant? How about let's look forward?
Well, you got to look forward. I don't disagree with that, but at the same time, as we're seeing more and more of these reports coming out that maybe the White House did know about these delays, they did know about the massive increase in the premiums that were going on. Yeah, you've got this pattern though that's been built up of they're trying to say, well, we've just been unaware. We've been unaware of what was going to happen with healthcare.org, unaware about what Sebelius was doing, unaware about what the insurance companies would do with their premiums. It's like, well, if you had just started listening to a few people, you would have had a pretty good clue about that. And for them to suddenly claim ignorance on all this is, I think, a bit frustrating. I don't think they're being straight up and transparent. I think they're playing duck and cover on this.
That's what they call in the movies deniability, right?
Yeah, that's plausible deniability. Well, when you've got the President of the United States turning to plausible deniability all the time, I was unaware what was going to happen with healthcare, unaware what was happening with Fast and Furious or Benghazi or the phone taps on our allies. Or it's like, well, what are you paying attention to? I mean, basketball scores and brackets. I mean, other than that, what are you paying attention to? And I think that's the interesting thing is if you listen to my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, there's a lot of frustration with that, even on the other side of the aisle. They don't feel like they've got a president who's engaged in leadership. And just imagine, put yourself back, what if George Bush or Ronald Reagan was coming out and having their people say all this? Well, the president wasn't aware. The president found out through the media, just like you did. There'd be all kinds of claims of him being asleep at the switch, and I think those chickens are coming home to roost for him.
Yeah, it would seem to me that when you're a CEO or a leader of any sort, you want to know things so you don't get caught flat-footed out there in the public, is the way that normally goes. Congressman Bill Huizenga, I'm sure he tells his staff in the morning, let me know what's going on because I want to walk out there and run into somebody, have them ask me, and I don't know what's shaking. Seems to me that's the way you do it.